ahead and fix that up with my mag and get that flattened back out. If you roll the edge, this edge will actually be lower than the form, and you definitely don't want that, especially on a set of steps. So keep that edger nice and flat. If your edger's flat, you should be able to see the line from the other side of your edger, just like that. All right, I'm gonna show you another little trick too. Hopefully you can see this little void on the corner where there's no concrete. And running the edger back and forth doesn't always just fill that void. So what we end up doing, and what you can do, is you can take the edger and scrape down a little bit and get a little bit of that cream off the surface. See that cream that's on the edger now? And then you go ahead and put it right in the edge where that void was, and that'll fill it in just perfect. Just like that. See how that filled that in? We call that stealing the cream. And then I also try to scrape the top of the forms nice and clean before you run that edger. All right, that looks really good for an initial edge. And then after you edge it, we scrape cream from here, and then you can see we left a line with the edger. Then you take your mag once again, and you go ahead and you float that out and get that surface all closed up nice again. So that's pretty much perfect. Now I'm gonna go ahead and edge up the second step, and then we'll come back with the mag. Always double check that your height is right on in the back. Feel for that bottom of the board. That can cost you time right there. If you float a little bit too high or a little bit too low, when it comes time to finish these steps, it becomes more of a hassle. All right, so now at this point, the concrete is starting to set up a little bit. It's definitely not hard enough to pull the boards off, but we can take some of these pins out. So when you're working with steps, you really want to keep up with them. And what I mean by that is, you keep doing things to the steps that you'll have to be later, but you can get them done now. So right now we can take some of the screws out, we can remove some of these pins, so when it comes time to finish these steps, we have a minimal amount of work to do to actually remove the forms. We can get right to the finishing. Pull these screws out and pull these pins out. And I recommend using a vice grips to twist the pins out and pull them out instead of pounding them back and forth and disturbing the steps at all. So just give them a little twist and pull them straight out. And we'll fill those voids from the pins, pack it in there good. All right, so we're gonna leave those two end pins in for just a little while. Concrete is definitely still too wet. If you push down on it and the concrete's still moving around quite a bit, you know that if you pull this board off, that concrete's gonna sag down, and that's what you don't want to have happen. So we're gonna give it some time and just keep an eye on it. Hey, are you busy, man?
No, man.
Because those steps are getting away from me. I need help. No, I'm just kidding. If it would set up, it's just sitting there. All right, so I can feel that these steps are just about ready to finish. They may be just a little soft, but I'm gonna run out of daylight, so I need to get started on these. The first step is to finish the top surface. We'll re-edge everything and give the top its final finish. So I'll go ahead and mag this out. And now I'm gonna really make sure that it's tight up against that wall. You don't wanna leave any voids at all. All right, and then you're gonna take your edger and you're gonna run your edger for the last time. Clean up that top edge one more time. So, get this side, and then you're gonna mag off the top. Oop, something fell in the corner there. We'll clean that up. And then we'll mag off the top one last time. All right, so now we're ready to pull the faceboard. So I'll pull these 4 screws out, and then we'll take this faceboard off. And as we do this, we're gonna go really slow and be gentle because we wanna make sure that this concrete